I want to talk about the Resident Evil Portable of Resident Evil. I want to talk about Resident Evil Portable from Resident Evil. That it was like the focus to on portable to play of Res the certain title, and that was the thing for Resident Evil on PlayStation, PSP, the new PSP for PS5 will not be everyone expected for the PS Vita. And Resident Evil Portable was I think that was supposed to be released. And that's it. And there's a Resident Evil Revelation is coming to Nintendo, but it won't be like how it was. This was the trailer reveal for Resident Evil Revelation, and this game was it's about the well-known Desire, the premiere versions of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. The beta of Resident Evil Revelation was like the most big thing to, in the 3DS. But then with a new character and completely different story, and the playable demo version of Revelation and about the official reveal and trailer, and then it changed. The two friends face each other. Chris Redfield and Jill is facing each other. The difference between Resident Revelation and the original version was a relationship between the main character, Chris Redfield, and Jill Valentine. In general term, the plot still seemed to involve the rescue of mission for the old hero aboard of a cruise ship. But however, she was too much. She was to take on a much darker hair. The image of Chris tied in a chair, the final version. He had been trapped due to his own mistakes, failure, and carelessness on a mission, and something that had never happened to him, but was that really Chris. And then the main character was captured and awakened. Was enough. Father was a Jill came out of the shadow, talking to the one in the chair of the fake Chris, and then they returned over as they dual pointed each other, and each other head up becoming one great symbol of the game of left many fans with a flea behind their ears. I some the BSA agent even goes so far. His former partner will have take down Chris Redfield, whether or not he had the article. That's what it is. The article said the whole story took one compact when Chris is in the chair, opened his mouth, and then really some board, and was it a clone? Chris Redfield a clone? And Jack Krauser, hunk of some new character was never known. The difference when it comes to Chris and Jill, they didn't stop there. The duo also appeared with a very different costume, which was one used during the mission of the Spencer Mansion. Spencer Mansion. Sometime later, they would spend a lot more time together during the adventures. There's no mention of Jessica or Parker, the respective partners in the final version of Resident Evil Revelation. And echoes of the past, since always the creator of the 3DS bring back the original franchise. Look what it says. It says that from this say since always the creator of the Nintendo 3DS bring back the original franchise because Nintendo focus on the main characters and then in the consoles it's a atmosphere of terror two of the main characters that the same sense in first game of the series put the player back in the environment similar to the Spencer Mansions. And then let's say the good core of the Queen Zenobia passengers, whatever carry the atmosphere of the house that started all. Scenario of the beta version of Revelation put this even more um what scariness. The very similar environment it was possible to notice a main hall that was very resemblance of the old mansion of Resident Evil. Of Resident Evil 1, there seemed to be the Chris and Jill fight against zombies. They say there seemed against zombies fight of zombies, like an enemy that will end up not appearing in the final version. The pair even perform acrobatic movements such as synchronized shooting until they see the place being completely flooded. There was a giant wave hit the ship, and even thinking too much in Brian impression. There was Hunk appearing in the video, and then details, quite similar to Burroughs from Resident Evil 5. It disappear, and then brain mode, and the plot of Resident Evil Revelation, and that's it. That's the, what it was with Resident Evil. Portable that was in handheld, in devices that you could play. Would have focused on main characters of Resident Evil, Jill and Chris. This is like what like most were asking for the main original Resident Evil to return. And probably when the remake comes, probably they will bring back Revelation. I'm not sure if they want to do a remake of Revelation. If they do, they should bring back the zombies because that's what's missing. With Revelation, just show the main characters and what was the beta when they consider bringing it back, or it be still Revelation, just inspiration and inspiration. So the Resident Evil Revelation now it's now what Resident Evil Revelation will be. There's zombies, what it was. There were zombies, and I just want to talk about the Resident Evil Revelation. Right now, Revelation 3 or any concept art from Revelation from the beta was is not there anymore. Where Jill has a crossbow, she has like it's different from Resident Evil Revelation. Like I say, I prefer the original Resident Evil. I prefer the original Resident Evil. I see why they put like things in it. This is like super hard level. I think that would be something to play in Revelation 1, but it didn't come out, and so the Resident Evil right now like they're focusing on PlayStation 5 and Resident Evil Revelation for making the titles for Resident Evil Revelation 2, perhaps a Revelation. I know I prefer Resident Evil, but I see why they want to do that for Resident Evil 5. Like, I prefer the Revelation, like, the zombies in the original, where it wasn't focused on too much of the cells, and that's why Revelation show up. That was the last thing before it was removed. PlayStation pretty much doing it's doing a PS5 PS5 PSP for the console. And like I say, The Last of Us pretty much is on the PlayStation 5, part 1, and it has a TV series, Resident Evil, like, Sega, I think Sega made a movie, and it was made by the studios that did the Resident Evil Vendetta. Did the movie Saint Seiya. Movie by the studio that created like Resident Evil Vendetta. And Night of Sodakos. This is well made. It's it's like it's well made. It had Saint Seiya. It's created. Then how Resident Evil movies is run by. Sony PlayStation pretty much took over with Resident Evil. It's like the X-Men. It's like an independent studio where they talk about, and then like how Logan the movie was something before they were bought. It was like a movie. That it was like it wasn't like really close to the Marvel universe, but like a different direction. Then it was good. It was good, the movie. And then they got bought, and there's no anything else to say. The Logan movie was good. It started the series. Like, this is the reason why 20th Century Studio did well with the X-Men. It's just that I know it was owned by Marvel, but like I say, during that time, Logan the movie was a good thing. They would have taken over Resident Evil, I believe, so that they could do a movie with the Resident Evil series, and then like more faithful to the Resident Evil series, and not being like more faithful to the movie. Like, this was made, before like The Last of Us started its TV series, and then before it started its TV series, like the movie, like it's something else. Like that's why the movies always make like unique stories. So it's made, and then Resident Evil or Metal Gear won't be made, or during those times, or it would take a while for a story. That's why they made The Last of Us. No, not Last of Us. They made The Last of Us TV series later because they decided it was a good story, and like it was a good movie, and I give it like 10 out of 10. It was a good movie. It was like the end of the Wolverine series. It was like a series. But it's not main in the series. Like the like I say, it had its moment. It was a good movie. That's why I'm explaining that it would that it's something for like Resident Evil to be in. Or be part in like another watch. The Resident Evil Revelation 3 will be made. They probably will follow the same path as Mortal Kombat, the live action, the game of Mortal Kombat, and the and its series, and how they change the characters' race, like that direction, and the Wolverine, like this, like I say, I'm not gonna they have the characters now that they could look the characters of Resident Evil. But like I say, they probably not focus on the series, and so Resident Evil is releasing its series in Nintendo. Like I said, it was something about this that would happen for Resident Evil, and the movies have took over since ever since the Logan movie came out, and Wolverine took forever because it, like I say before, like something like before it was it's the last movie before they got bought. They would have put another movie, Logan 2, but it was postponed because they had been bought, and so the Logan movie was the last movie, and it was good, you know. And then Resident Evil made Vendetta and Death Island. And it's spoiler its path from the movies or something from the series. And you know, they were like the kind of the main focus because the PSP that would have Resident Evil Portable on the series is that this reason why I got this direction, because since the PSP since PSP trailer it was the focus on Resident Evil, and that they would have brought Resident Evil to it, and Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is being made, and so the Metal Gear 3 Solid 3 remake is being made, and like the comics of Wolverine, like I know it's kind of matching with the comics, but it looks different because you know it's the different universe. Or I don't know what universe is this, but it was good, you know, and they brought Spider-Verse because it goes serious with the cartoon before, where it was first was on the show, and then it was different before, and then everything changed. But they did brought this Superior Spider-Man in a show that's like wasn't serious, but they did, you know, they did took down Spider-Man, but then they brought him back in the end. from the cartoon show, and that's why it's something like, and that's why I know about Revelation of Infinite Darkness that was on air. And so like the movies, they have the they have a Ghost in the Shell when it was made. The studio that made Ghost in the Shell does it more faithful to the like not they use um um AI to look like them. That was one good, you know, to make them look young or whatever. That's it. But not like the other stuff to like replace them. That's that's different, you know. Like Ghost, the Ghost in the Shell was a good movie, you know. But like I said, like I don't know much about movies, you know, but the direction that they went, um, before they ended the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have like the like directors, stories, AI, but never expected them trying to replace the actors. Just like, to make them young, and that's it, you know. Or face off against a clone of themselves, you know. Or just players like stuntmans, they look like them, just face each other, and that's it, you know. But not like taking their form, you know. Um, like I say, the movies, I don't know much about the movies. Like I think the movies they saw how Parasite Eve was made, like how Parasite Eve Square Enix was made, and then like I say, the Parasite Eve, you know, um this is just like the discussion. It's owned by the this is the Ghost in the Shell. Um, and like I say, like this different franchise, but the movies like right now has been postponed. Like I say, I already I was it was good to watch the movie when Logan the movie came out and the Avengers, and then that time when it was kind of released. I don't know each year or 2 years. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert of the movies when it comes with it, and then like Zombie Army of the Dead, came out, and then like how the movies. I know much about Marvel, the movie of Marvel. They kind of match with the characters. It's just that doing that direction. They took some movies, you know, some put like horror or action, and they put Ghost in the Shell in it. Like, this, for my point, I got like, I thought this would have been like Kill Valentine, but Ghost in the Shell, Dire Crisis, or it's not like it's just a discussion, and this is just an opinion only. Not serious, you know. This is just talking about the series and the movies, the characters, and that as a viewer watching, and I thought that they would have put Kill Valentine, Dino Crisis, and Parasite Eve, and that's it. They did like way back in the movies. I see why it takes long, you know. I see why it took long for Resident Evil to come out, because it's owned by the ownership of Resident Evil of Capcom, and that's why it took forever. I think the Clock Tower wasn't owned by Capcom, but they bought it. But the creators made, I don't know if it's owned by Capcom. Oh, way back, the movie wasn't owned by Capcom, It was on another studio, and that's why the Clock Tower series was like a movie. Like it's going back its roots, but like they thought like, I never expected like they I don't like the clock towers because it's super scary, you know. The scissors. They made a movie in HBO Max before it was removed. And I can't believe it. They used the character. They used the character looks like a movie star. Like I never expected the creators to make them look like their characters. Like I said, Resident Evil was already making their characters on their own. But never want to use them as or use it like a superstar to be part of the Resident Evil series. They it's like a clock tower. The first beer, it was scary, you know. There's always a hint. Oh, the movies make their own movie, but sometimes the original creator will come back, wants to do a live action someday, but it's going to depend on the studio or the owner that owns the Resident Evil and other stuff, and like. Like, I hadn't seen the movie, but it's scary, the clock tower. I've seen this, it's always a reference, but sometimes the movies will go in the series. It's not like they're not trying to, it's just they make it. And someday, like a horror, will make a movie based on the series or reference or whatever. And that's why, the clock tower has brought like a superstar that's like that became, and you know, I never expected Resident Evil Raccoon City will put in a big superstar, because it was like a short budget. And but the movie, they did put some stars. They look like the characters. It's just that it wasn't like how the game is, you know. It looked like the same with Sagat. And you never expected like Resident Zero would someday, or they mentioned, Capcom mentioned that they're gonna do a Umbrella Chronicles series. I don't know how long it will be, or will it be short? Or is it really gonna make it to a movie? And they have Rebecca Chambers. Like I never expected like a game to look like them completely. Like that's pretty like different, and that's why they look the same. And Bandela, they look like them. I never expected to be like that from the movie series of Resident Evil. And like you say, Resident Evil, now like now it's like in the, like I'm not an expert as just a fan or a player. I don't own Resident Evil. It's owned by the rightful owners of Resident Evil, Capcom. And it's like I'm just talking about it, even play Resident Evil, and I put like featurings. I talk about like other series. This is not like Resident Evil. Look how it looks. The characters. Like I see why. I don't know if the director of Resident Evil they got permission, but I don't see if they were putting a lot of effort of the characters to look like them. Like I say, it's owned by Capcom, and that's why it took a while to see a movie of Resident Evil. Like I don't want to see Carlos to look like a hipster. Like it's okay and stuff, but I really don't want that. I don't really want that to see characters that look different. But they always prove me wrong, and they put like exact team as similar to the counterparts of the game characters. Like Chris Redfield, like I said, this already a Chris Redfield, you know? This already a Sheva. Like, right now, Star Wars brought Ahsoka. Like, I don't know much about stories and stuff. Like I said, Jill Valentine, and the characters of Resident Evil, Leon. There's like characters that look like them, you know. And like I say, in Resident Evil 5 was already made, you know. And I never expected to see from the movies that I watch. Never expected to see a character to look like them. Like Jill Valentine. I knew that Jill had been, but I never explained it for a long time because the Resident Evil 1, since the Alice movies, and they were making it in the movie, it hadn't been made by a different studio. Maybe didn't give them permission to do a Resident Evil movie. And this is like the horror movie, and they made it, and they make the scissors. You know, I got that reference from the Clock Tower, and they made a horror movie from a streaming service from HBO Max or Max. That's now Max. I could say there's already, like I said, there's a character that looks like Chris Redfield. But they already have like Resident Evil 3 could be made. But like I said, the studio have made Saint Seiya. And the Night of the Soldakos. This is the Night of the Soldakos, and it's produced by Toei Animation. And it was made in Toei Animation made Saint Seiya, and because they're very popular, but they don't want Saint Seiya to be very serious, similar to Dragon Ball Z, where it has its brand base very serious and became so popular. And in the movie of Night of Soldakko, it's produced by Toei Animation and it's anime, and that's how it is. It was made. I don't remember the yeah, it's made by like similar to the Vendetta. It's just that it's just that the the Resident Evil, as in like this is my opinion as a fan and as a player, because I seen the portable and how the direction was going with the Infinite Darkness, because finally the Netflix has to part of it. And I just want to talk about it. Like I say, it hasn't been renewed, so I could talk about this. In that Resident Evil 5, what could it be for Resident Evil 5 to see if like Welcome I can see to be good, but you know if it's probably gonna take long. That's why the other movies started to make their own movies. They're coming back bringing horror. And like I said, the Caesar, they always gonna perhaps take some reference, because like Resident Evil right now showing some example to the movies, like how the horror is done or action. I'm not sure. The Last of Us also, and that's why pretty much The Last of Us is part of the streaming service. And so the characters of Resident Evil right now, like Chris Redfield, believe, you know, yeah, I know that they're trying that this different version of Chris Redfield's, the Chris Redfield that I see from Code Veronica. I see why they pick him. Like I said, Resident Evil already made those characters look. Resident Evil 1 and 0 is just that Resident Evil wasn't intended, for my opinion. I think Resident Evil wasn't intended to bring the characters to a movie or something like that. The movies did their horror, the Clock Tower. I don't like the Clock Tower. It's really a scary movie. I really don't want to see this into a remake. Like I said, they're the first probably like a superstars, I know. And they made their series. But I'm not, like I say, I didn't know that there's a Resident Evil already, but they were like, there's like Aliens, Isolation, Aliens from the movies, and Michael Myers and other stuff. And that's why, like, it take long, you know, it take long to watch or see something to renew. Or you don't, perhaps you don't want to see, like, a story that's not, connected to the series at all. There's something about that. Like, that's why the Clock Tower, you know, HBO Max bring, but they're like kind of similar. HBO Max and Max, the studios, whatever. There's another independent studio on its own. Well, I'm not sure it's independent right now because they already got bought. You know, they were independent kind of, I think, and their TV show, I think they really did care more. They brought like the Smallville and Supernatural from Dion and Sam and other stuff. But they're like kind of similar to Resident Evil. They're like kind of not listening to the players or whatever, or fans that's talking about the series. Pretty much they're doing their own thing with the Titan. Like I say, Chris Ruff, I see why they took that inspiration from the cover of Code Veronica with Chris and Claire. I care about I do care. Like I'm not. It's not like they were listening. Oh, not at all. I don't believe so. Not like how Lord of the Rings was listening to a fan. because it knows the series, and it's just such a discussion, you know. It's not serious. I'm just talking. Like I said, it's owned by the rightful owners of the series. It's just talking. That's it. And that it's not serious. It's not like I said, it's owned by the rightful owners of the series, of each series that's owned by the owners separately. And I just want to put this in. It's just that because it's just that the Resident Evil is different, and it has its characters and the series when I see why they got the characters to look like Chris and Jill, not Claire. But then when it got very serious, like it's for Max. Max has like it has like good studios, but Suicide Squad, because I see why in their movies they're trying to put like the Batman series on like similar to the comics. I see why, and the Flash. But like I say, the TV show that I seen, the Flash, there's already a Flash that looks exact same as the characters of Flash, and they care about more. But it's just a different treatment of the series than the movies, the TV series than the movies. And I already talk about the PlayStation and the direction, and that's why I put like in the movies in. Because the movies right now is like, they're bringing back the horror. If they take some reference, I got it from the Scissor, you know, the Scissor Man, and so, this is like a just talking, and this is a pretty, pretty on. Like I said before, the movies they listen to a fan. I'm not sure if it's true or not. That they listen to a fan because they did the Lord of the Rings. Because they didn't want to take long, and they just want to see if I'm not sure if it or I think so. Like it's like similar to like Resident Evil, but like I say, I think Resident Evil was just doing its own thing with Malcolm Raccoon City. Like I say, The Last of Us being made by Max. It brought PlayStation Sony and one of its popular series into it. It did a good job on it. Like Resident Evil could be, but I think it has to use the style from the Resident Evil intro from the original than the remake. Like, like in VR, they could make like a leprechaun. Like VR, they probably do the same similar movie style from the first. Only the first, all the rest wasn't good. Just the first, and then it probably be the cow. The cow they did Halloween was Myers into a game. I don't know about that, but I seen the if they put in the VR, they probably would do the copy the same thing with the movie. It's just that it would just be too scary because now you're moving on your own. That was probably scarier, but it wasn't made, you know. Only Chucky and Halloween only, and that's it. No, Leprechaun, the movie horror that could become a VR. But they didn't do that. Just like Resident Evil, like they were in, what I'm seeing, it didn't take long. It took long, similar to, it took long, similar to the Resident Evil series, with the characters. I could say, PlayStation didn't buy Capcom, or Sony didn't buy Capcom. No one did. So there's a chance, you know. That's the reason why they're making the remake. They're making success now. They're pretty much like how they became. They're doing good. They're releasing the Village Series 4 remake. They released Resident Evil Death Island, but I never expected. Like I say, I was releasing them in movie theaters. And like kind of they're showing the movies how it's done. Is that the Resident Evil right now doesn't want to use any characters, but like I say, they Owen, Chris, and Claire looks exactly as the cover. Like I said earlier, I play Resident Evil Code Veronica on PlayStation. Like I say, I was a PlayStation player all my life. It's just that I switched because of protection for Xbox protection. That's it. But it has a good picture in both consoles. It is that I just want to talk about this is the characters. Like I want to talk about this. You know, I want to talk about the character look like their counterpart. I want to talk about that the most overall than the PSP, and because I know it probably take long, maybe. I know it would take long, and then probably not be released. Probably take like, and then some expert, whatever, gonna think that it will come out 2 years. You don't know it. No, you don't know. Like, like, you don't know if it's gonna come out 2 years because, like I say, look, the experts right now. Like, it doesn't matter about the review and something. At least it come out just like the X-Men Dark Phoenix was the last thing, you know. I feel like they could have done a Resident Evil, you know. I really believe they could have done it, you know. I really believed in just Alice the movie, or Alice Studio that did the series. Like, they did great, you know. But like if you say, there's 2 studios I really like, but they already got bought, and they're doing Marvel, so they're not doing any horror thing or at all. I want to talk about the characters, like Code Veronica. You know, I don't know if, like, it's not like the movie Listen, and they just decided to do a Resident Evil Arkham City. Because they were close to Resident Evil, and they seen this, and they're like, this is my opinion, man. This is not serious. It's not like a prediction. This is like how this direction went. This is my thought. This is I'm thinking. That's it. This is that I know. This is that Resident Evil Veronica, like the movie saw, like they seen this, and pretty much they released the movie of Code Veronica, but it's Welcome Raccoon City. But I think they did listen a bit with the Code Veronica with Alexa and Asper, and they put that in because I think the producers, like I say, Alice Anderson was the producers of Resident Evil, but he didn't took part of this, but he did good, you know, because the zombies. That's what I really like on the first movie, and they went serious Chris, and I see why they chose Chris and Claire. You know, they put scary zombies. You know how the first movie of the Leprechaun was super scary. You know, it was a scary movie. Um, and good thing it wasn't a VR. But what happened? It was it's always they always prove me wrong. And they put like a scary zombie movie game VR. Um, VR of zombies. Resident Evil. But it wasn't Resident Evil. It's like something like a spin-off, like you know, Land of the Dead and all that stuff. Because they made the movie and I never expected them to make it. And they make Army of the Dead, but they hadn't made another movie at all. And that's it, you know, those two parts. I'm like Red Dead would have picked. And like in the movie, Welcome Raccoon City, they kind of like got the permission from Capcom, and they used the Resident Evil characters. It's not like they can't do a complete series of the original. I think they really could, because the first one from Alice, from the first zombie, when they went down to the hive of the zombies, and then it looks scary, you know, how it looks. I see why, and they used the same style from Resident Evil 3, you know, the demo intro, when it shows Jill Valentine like running around from Arkham City. I see why they took that style and put that in the first movie. It's like this too, you know, and like more scariness, you know, and then like I say, Resident Evil already made these characters, you know. And I never expected the movies to look like their counterparts. It's not like they listen, you know? I'm not sure if they kind of listen. That's pretty, like, really known, or, like, I never expected the movies to take the characters to look like them. They have Chris, they have Claire is from the Maze Runner. She was already like kind of a star coming from the Maze Runner, and for Chris was just I never expected them to look like their counterparts, you know. Like there's two different counterparts, three or something, but I don't think they will not listen. They're just gonna follow up the cover of the Code Veronica and put the Welcome Raccoon City, you know? I don't know if they kind of listen. No, then I listen to a fan, you know, and talking. I think they just saw the cover, and then I kind of guessed. Like I knew they were going the direction of the Maze Runner. I play as Claire and then Jill from Marvel, and put them in, you know, and then they went serious, you know. Then all action and all that stuff. Like the mansion was good, you know, the zombies, that's why the first one. But like I see why they didn't put like more into it, you know, like similar to the from the first movie. But no, you know, and so like the movies right now, like I say, they already had used. No, they hadn't used it, but they kind of look like the characters, but they're not, you know? They're just doing different movies and different horror movies. They made their own Clock Tower series. I think the movie's like seen this or something, and like they made the movie because maybe the Clock Tower wasn't made, or a remake of the Clock Tower. That would be scary, the Clock Tower series. I think it is scary, the Clock Tower series. It has to be done right, you know. They did this in the game series, like a movie thing. But like they already did the first movie, and it's kind of scary. You know, similar to the to like the first Chucky and the Leprechaun. That'd be scary for players to play in that game if it was VR, and it'll be similar to the first movie script of the movie format, and then but you'd be the what you have to play as a character to take down the the um the game. But it didn't turn out to be. But like I said, Resident Evil doing their own spin-off of the series. Like I said, the movies right now haven't too. Because this is the reason why I talk about this, because like I said, there's already Rebecca Chambers, and Billy Cohen, but they're not making it, you know, they're not making it, they're not kind of listening, like how, like I say, I'm like, I play Marvel, I play Marvel games, I play like the Spider-Man PS4, the story, because it went back its roots, the Spider-Verse and stuff, like I never expected, never surprised me, because I kind of got surprised as Evil making a movie, because Marvel is doing all the movies of Marvel. Like I never expected Ghost in the Shell to come out. It's not like something to say, you know, to see that. Like I said, it's owned by different owners. Like each series is owned by the separate owners, you know. And this is not a education purpose at all. This is just a discussion. And like that's why the characters look like them. Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles. And they could just copy the same as Dark Side Chronicles, you know, and don't mess up the series, and just and have the zombies, the scares, forest. I think they should put just a super zombie too. Like the first movie of Resident Evil of Alice, when she's trying to get the case or something from the movie. It's in the movie of Resident Evil, the movie of the live action, where they see the case, and then her loved one became a zombie, and how it looks, you know, it's different, you know. Or when the elevator was open, and then the zombie took the one guy, and then made him into a zombie. But that's in the series, you know. That's in the Resident Evil series. Like they kind of put Resident Resistance, and you know, it's one time only. Like I'm gonna say that, like the like kind of came into Welcome Raccoon City to do the movies. Right now, Star Wars has Ahsoka to look like them. It's kind like I didn't know Anakin will look like their resemblance. And you know, that's a good movie, you know. I'm not an expert in movies, but that's a good movie because, like I say, don't want to see more of Anakin, or don't want to see more of other Star Wars, but they did, you know, and that's it, you know. And they brought like Ahsoka, they brought Anakin, and Darth Vader. I guess like similar to this, they, I think like it doesn't mean like the movie Resident Evil, Alice that made the movies of Resident Evil live action so popular, you know, and got Marvel to convince to do their own series and stuff. Look like their characters. Like Resident Evil, like I said, you already did their own, you know. But they brought Chris Redfield, you know. He's kind of like an expert that I'm kind of doing. And I'm kind of an expert, but I'm not, you know. In that, Chris Redfield looks like the from Walker Arkham City, and both characters look like them. It would have been a little different, you know, of Claire. But like I said, they're not making no more movies, and that, they're not making anything else anymore. And like I say, it's like crossing over the dimension, and and trying, to discuss about the series of what a player could do when talking about the Resident series and other movie stuff. Um, but it's nothing, you know. Like Halloween was made, it went back its roots. You seen the movies of all of it. You're kind of an expert on that, and that's why it's finished. You know, it still continue. I would still want to see a spin-off, you know, because it's still, the main character will not be apparent anymore, but the side character could, you know. I don't want to see Freddy Cooter or whatever versus Michael Myers, but probably they will do that. Because you say something, they probably would do that, but I'm not sure. Like how they did the remake of like Veronica or something. You don't want that, but they did, you know. And other players don't want Resident 4 to be remade. Resident 4 remake is good. This is a I never expected the series to be remade. And like it's owned by a rightful owner of the series of the movies. Like I'm not sure. Chucky came first. Like there's a reason why it's different between the owners of that own the series of it's their own series when they created it. They own those series, and it take long, you know. It take like maybe more years. It's like maybe a player or a fan never mentioned this, and that's why they decided to make it. And like how it was, you know, that finally came. Typically the series started it, but typically the series didn't want to continue. Like they have good writers, than just Resident Evil does. When it's just that Resident Evil hasn't one series, it's like a movie, you know, than a game when it's released. And the movies pretty much started its like Star Wars. Star Wars started its streaming service, and Marvel started bring back the Spider-Verse. Like I say, it's owned by different owners of the series that created it. It's just that it took long, you know? It took very long of like Resident Evil to be, Ghost in the Shell to be, Shaman King to come out, to watch again, to finish the series. In other series that is being made, and they created their own story that they want to do, then did their own, but I'm not sure it's like, other creators made their own series. Like Dirge in the series was one of them, but didn't so well. But like it doesn't matter, you know, it was a good movie. But the TV series was a bummer. They didn't want to do it. It's like that, you know. I prefer like a movie series. It depends on the owner they want to do. Like Full Metal Alchemist game, Bleach. This is why the anime is different than the games. Or the creators like of different series. Like I don't know much. I don't know if they did they put Resident Evil into Infinite Darkness. I don't know much about that. Like Sony and start making the Spider-Verse, but it took long, you know? You know, like Sony called himself, like Resident Evil, the founder of survival horror, or Godfather of survival horror and stuff. Then it's good, you know? And, but like I said, the movies, like they took the inspiration from like, give credit to them. That's why the Resident Evil was made. Like Art Land of the Dead was made, Army of the Dead, Aliens, 1979. There could be a Rigby or Wrigley where just the game created, you know. So like I say, I'm not saying that the movies should do it, and because you know, like how the other series take long. Oh, I'm not sure because you know they used to own the cartoons or something on Saturdays, so but they're not doing that no more. They're just doing movies, whatever. I'm not sure much. And like, they pretty much don't want to do a Resident Evil and streaming service to watch. Similar to The Last of Us, you know. I know why it's different from that, you know. And I'm not saying telling the movie horror that make the horror movies. Like they were like the kind of the founder also of like zombies and survival horror, and there's already like the Godfather of, I don't know, I'm not an expert, you know, I don't know about the Godfather of zombies, survival horror, but it was in the horror movies and the games, you know, and they're good in writing and stuff. Like now it's postponed, you know. The AI stuff, it's only for when them to look young, whatever, and face each other, or if they're doing a time multiverse, but that's it, but not like make copies of them. Like that's weird, you know. And they should stop doing, you know, and just continue your way, you know. But well, it's not like like pretty much the movies, making its series return. It's like they should, but they did, you know, because of Chucky, the movie, they came back on, and Michael Myers. I think Michael Myers is more popular, you know. It's just that I don't like makeup, made up thing that's not good. That goes horrible. Like the spin-off. The spin-off would be great, you know, just like Batman was. Spin-off and stuff and the script. And how they care about stories. That's why, like, you know, they brought the horror back. You know, if like they already made a clock tower because the clock tower is owned by the movies, you know? It's owned by the movies. It's not owned by Capcom, it's owned by the movies. And so if they bought it, the movies own the clock tower. They could make another series. They've been doing that. I see each movie horror came out. I seen like a mansion about like kind of the Caesar, but it's not. It's like they become ghosts when playing music, and then the main characters stop it so that the ghosts be free. Or that's in the. It was like a clock tower slash whatever it was, and then like they're making the movies, and like the producers, they came back with Avatar and the horror of they're making the aliens since 79, but the alien has the isolation. I know that it's not owned by Sega. I don't know if it is, but it's owned by the movies. The movies own it. Just like they own the Terminator. Terminator made their own and characters that could have been for Claire. It's not like they use their likeness to look like Claire. I don't know about that. No, I don't know about the likeness about characters to look like them. Like how Resident 2 remake cover was. I want to talk about that too, because the movies has been answering and has been making its return. Just the horror. I want to talk about that too, the cover of Resident Evil. They will have enhanced the graphics, an update to look more enhanced graphics. I think they could have done it. It's just, they didn't want to go very serious, They went serious with this movie. They could just make Resident 2 remaster. Director cut, so that it looks enhanced. There's this one. I want to talk about this too. They look very cinematic, they do have it. Is that what happened? A director cut enhancement or something? I've been waiting for enhancement, it's not for me, it never was for me. It was for the players. But they didn't release the movie of Death Island in movie theaters, That's why I'm talking about this, and they look Claire. They would have been Claire in it, but like I said, it's owned by the owners of a series of each series that I'm talking to, just Resident Evil, and and the Claire was used in the Terminator, in the movie. I see why they chose this style of Resident Evil, this look, and I thought that Terminator or something, some superstar would have been Claire, but she's doing Star Wars now. She was, John Connor. John Connor and other characters went to the past, whatever, and then but John Connor became bad. A different John Connor on that movie, yeah, and they like characters that could look like them. Like this is like a movie. This is a movie, If they hadn't cut content, they would have made it more cinematic. They would have put like enhanced graphics. Everything would have put in. A director cut will come and they will be enhanced. But like I say, the movies that's been waiting, Then Vendetta to come out. Suicide Squad's coming. The Alien series, the producer made it her own movie of horror, whatever, to return. She made it of Avatar, She could have done the movies of the aliens 1979, Because she's the rightful owner of the movies. Or because she's a producer, she was the actress of Rigby of Wrigley, and she's making, I think they will make a movie of this. That's why they're making you know, then take long, like I don't know how long, but they decided to bring it. Just like the Batman went serious, and it took forever. It took the Batman movie came back, and the Batman series, the spin-off came. That would take long. It's designed depend on the owner that owns the Batman series, and that's why it would take long. But the other stuff that I'm saying, they came out. But I'm not sure. They're using like I say, they kind of is making it because you're talking about it. No, it's just they release it on their own time. I'm just talking. It's just that the Resident Evil hasn't released, or the studio movie hasn't released a Dark Side Chronicles, Umbrella Chronicles. So would be Resident Zero, Resident Zero. The characters that could look like them. But it isn't, you know, and that's why the other series came back. I don't know if they listened, but they kind of did. That's why they showed their movie trailers. I didn't know about that, you know. I didn't know about that. The movie trailers coming out. Like pretty much, they're like kind of the higher ups or something, and that's why they're releasing the series, you know. You know, then just be a Resident Evil, about Resident Evil, and the movies pretty much kind of did, you know, and then Resident Evil 9 they take two choices, just like they're fighting. But like I said in the movies, like, well, I know how to make a story. Made like the Terminator, they made the they made their own versions of zombies. Others made their own zombies, but it's the spin-off or parody. And like they made their own like kind of like smartness type of way, like the movie other movies, and my friends that they do now, like Leon and Claire, and they cut. I know that the movies did their own characters. What if they would have been look like them? I want to talk about the Dark Phoenix. You know, this is kind of important. You know, the X-Men right before it was bought. I'm a fan of the X-Men. You know, I like the new X-Men in the comics. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix. It's my favorite movie. It's just, and Logan too. The most overall is Logan. It's not. Like I say, it would take long because they got bought. You know, they got bought by Disney, and that's why it took long. You know. I see like how they were making the movie Dark Phoenix. It's the X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's the novel. And you know, like you say to Resident Evil, like the higher ups kind of like listen. They did their own thing. they kind of like took over the. They didn't took over. It's just that they did their thing. They did their thing. Like this, and then I saw the what if the actors were Resident Evil? They show that example, you know. They kind of do that, and that's it. That's over. No, she would have been as Alexa Ashford from Code Veronica. I see why the anime they're not the same as Resident Evil, you know. The anime owner that owns the anime, the series, they are not the same as Resident Evil, and they did the Bebop live action and other stuff, and they like I said, Resident Evil would have put this. Albert Wesker would have been Magneto, you know, the first place, but like I said, Resident Evil hadn't took that. They did put series with Albert Wesker now. There's already Albert Wesker in the movies, and that's good, you know. That's very good, you know. Like I say, they're not. They kind of do have like some big names playing as the characters. It just looks like I say Star Wars did it doing their Ahsoka, and then X-Men Dark Phoenix. Like how this was, they did their own like story before it was canceled, before they reviewed it and it was bad and they rebooted it. Well, they didn't reboot it and they went straight to they got bought by Marvel now, and that's why it stopped. But like I said, they was good, you know. I seen what type of style they were using. They were good, you know. It was a good movie. It was good, just like Logan the movie before it was released, you know. Before it was gonna be it won't have been released anymore. They did a good job to show in the movie. It was good, you know. Dark Phoenix. Like Resident Evil will have that, you know. Look, I kinda am an expert with what, but like I say, I'm just a fan or player only. Like it's owned by the rightful owners of the series that created it. And that the Max made the one series. They have The Last of Us, you know. Before they have been bought, I know this that's what that they got bought. They hadn't. Imagine if they hadn't got bought. HBO Max would have been like how it is, and this will have been series like similar to the Dark Phoenix, Resident Evil. Perhaps one of the studios wants to try and take part of Resident Evil, make it, and make the series of like Wesker, Chris. I see why, but they made their own, you know. I think the movies also was helping Resident Evil. I believe so. I believe they kind of helped them, just the characters, you know. Doesn't mean like they were really. I think they really were helping them, so that they could see if which characters would happen. Like it would have been interesting if the creator of Resident Evil decided to take over the movie as. You know, I'm not gonna say anything, but like similar to the games of the original, you know, and like perhaps take full like kind of control of the series, and that would make sense. You know, it perhaps will be similar to the live action that I said. What if it was an 80 movie? But I see why they didn't do that. You know, the movies didn't do it. but they kind of did help Resident Evil with the characters. You know, I see it through when I'm watching the movie. But only thing I see through was just um Claire and Chris Redfield and Jill. Wesker too, like Kira, you know. I didn't Leon. I see why Leon looked like their counterparts, you know. There's a different Leon, you know. There was some examples of them to look and like I'm but they're not listening, you know, the movies or is not listening. This is like Resident Evil, because it takes so long. And they release like Ghost in the Shell, you know. That's why the anime released its series. The Ghost in the Shell and all that stuff. But there's nothing update on the series. Like the X-Men, the movies. Like Resident 3 could be like similar to Stranger Things, you know? But Stranger Things is doing its thing, you know? They were like each I don't know what time it always be released, but it always does. They did their own spin-off, their own story horror, their own like witch story or whatever. Books, whatever that thing was. Goosebumps. It's kind of a Goosebumps. That they have to read the story of now to become like Play-Doh statue. This is the second movie, but it didn't come out yet in that horror movie. But nothing else on that came out. And it's like that's why like Resident Evil, how it is, like Dark Phoenix, this the 80s story with Resident Evil Code Veronica 80s story. But if it's 80s, I could say the X-Men, because of Resident Evil was successful with Alice, and that's why the X-Men did their thing. Like I really like 20th Century Studio. They would have done Resident Evil, you know. I'm gonna say they would have, but like it sucks that the X-Men has finished, it has been rebooted or has been changed or got bought from the studios, you know. Or a company bought it. You know, this what like I know a lot, you know. When I saw the movie, they took like a lot of like styles or something. And the Resident Evil right now, like I said, the producer took part of it, but it was on their own term, you know. They the creator took part of Welcome Raccoon City. He the creator was shown in the trailers, give permission to Welcome Raccoon City, and he put some like clues or something, or to see like hints or something for Welcome Raccoon City. I don't know if the movies is doing another one. I know they're doing another Umbrella Chronicles. They got done Welcome Raccoon City, Code Veronica. Like I seen the 80 movies. Okay, like I think a movie could do it in a game, you know, because when it's released, it would take time, but but like it's Resident Evil Code Veronica. When I saw this, like this would have been, but but I already know, I'm an expert, I know which studio would have taken Resident Evil if they wanted, if Resident Evil wanted it to look like an 80s horror movie. I seen the I don't know if Resident Evil the movie will give a chance so that I could try to show to prove like my the way I'm talking that I know what I'm saying with the Resident Evil series. I don't think they would do that, Of course they could copy the cover, Of course like Resident Evil, it has a lot of horror in it. It has like zombies, stars, other that is like members of stars got killed off in the zombies mansion. Like, I don't want them to take. I prefer like. I know one day, this live action would be a thing for Resident Evil. I believe so, I believe that they would do, like the studio of Alice could do it. No, I know they could do it. I know they could make a right Resident Evil, and not be like similar to the laziness, Just make it right. But I see why they care about. I seen this. I seen this picture of Resident Evil. They look good, the series. It's kind of scary because they kind of look like them. It's just like maybe you never heard of Resident Evil, or like Resident Evil doesn't want to do this. I'm just a fan, just like others like similar to like Alpha Omega. It's like another that talks about Resident Evil and they preview and talk about the releases or the what's the next thing coming for the Resident Evil, like that type of hype train. Like I see another one that already showed a preview of Resident Evil 0 and stuff. I just want to show Code Veronica, I just because like Resident Evil, I know they want to look like how the characters of Bravo team will look. I just want to show Code Veronica, I know that it's like legit, that it's like a hit, that a movie is coming. It's always giving me a hit, when I see but I don't want that, you know. I don't want to know this. I just want to talk, and that's it, you know. I don't want like the one talking about Resident Evil and talk about the series and like the chance to listen so that maybe it will come. But now just talking about the preview of Resident Evil. Well, this really does look like the characters. That's kind of like maybe I know if Resident Evil did it or the movies did it, you know? Like that's why 20 Studio Fox, the movie, could have done Resident Evil, you know? They they did a good job with the X-Men, the Dark Phoenix, you know? Oh, Alice, the movie. I don't know about the I don't want to know the studio to make it, just them both. They're just good with horror and action. Marvel, like both of them could have to like work together to make a Resident Evil thing. And then that's feel like it's more like kind of Marvel on their own style. That I'll go to the I'll show the Resident Evil Code Veronica. I'll show the Resident Evil Code Veronica because this needs some attention because this looks the exact same as their counterparts. It's kind of like I don't know if I can find it. That's kind of like next level. It's kind of scary, you know? Like, they could really look like them, but I'm glad that dinner was made, you know? But this is kind of scary, you know? It's just like Resident Evil Original. Resident Evil 3 was scary. I'm glad they did put inspiration and change it. It's kind of like scary, cause like I said, Resident Evil, like they created their own. They don't match up. No, they would have done it. They would have matched up the same as the actors, the superstars to look like them, but they didn't want to. You know, I'm glad they did that. You know, like first they already made it in Resident Evil 1. You know, the remake from GameCube. You know, movie st- movie style. You know, like. But I'm glad they decided to make their own version for Resident 3 Remake, and that's good, you know? Like, it's like, it doesn't mean that they can't do a proper Resident 0, Resident 1. I think Resident 0, Resident 1, and 3, Code Veronica, and Resident 4. I don't know about Resident 5 is a good thing, choice to watch as a movie. But this is the one for the rightful owners of Resident Evil. This, this is the next level. This would have been for Dark Phoenix to be Alexa Ashford I see, but it would be like similar to like Netflix, Bebop, live action, like how One Piece is. Like I say, they only did one time with Bebop, and that's it. I don't know what's going on. This is um, this is kind of like new, you know. I can't believe they could do that, you know. Like the movies, I know they could they could have done similar from the first movie of the Chucky and um from the Leprechaun, the movie, the first movie. That was scary. But this is next level, you know? This is next level. Like you say, the AI thing is to make them look like that in the preview to become like the next movie. But not like take their image and stuff. That's not a good thing, you know? Just keep it the same, you know? This was supposed to just show the characters to be just the movie to be. But not like that, you know? And that's why they're doing their thing, you know? This is next level, you know? This is um that's pretty scary kind of. Okay, maybe it is, you know? It's got like similar to Resident 3, you know? And then but what happened to change it to Resident 3 remake? Um it's created by a different studio. I like that, you know? But it doesn't mean anything, you know? I see why. Death Island and Mandela was good. There's a difference between Death Island and Vendetta. I don't know what's going on. Vendetta was released one time on theaters. I don't know why it can't be released a full movie on my month. I don't know why. Um, but it's it's their own series. And I already showed the cover of Resident Evil that the movie Raccoon City took the inspiration from with those two characters of Chris and Claire. They did a good job, you know. Jill, there's a lot of Jill. Like, they could do their own cast and stuff, you know. Like I know about the Resident Evil, and um, and I see the series. I don't know if Capcom would consider doing a live action because right now they're just doing a live action similar to Netflix. Um, like talking about it, like this, like sweating when talking about the Resident Evil series with the original Resident 3 and 2 and 1 and 0 and then Resident Evil 0. They say they're making it. That's a big yes for me because I would want to see that, you know. The Welcome City was scary because of the zombies, you know, coming in. They would have killed Chris Redfield, you know. They would have done that Cemetery Alice where they have killed off like Barry and Leon almost had got killed off, but they didn't kill them. Only Barry Burton did. I don't know about the movie or the anime series or the CGI series of Resident Evil. If they gonna kill them off, I don't know if they would do that. I know, you know, they're aging, you know, it could happen, you know. But I don't know if they're gonna show them anymore. It's like a series, you know, or like similar to Naruto, you know, continued because Naruto was popular because of anime, or a lot of viewership, and Resident Evil is very popular, similar to that, on its own way, and that's why it's going. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to see a Resident Zero or the Goosebumps, but they used Resident Zero kind of similar to Goosebumps style, you know. And I like the Goosebumps. The puppet of the Goosebumps was scary. They didn't want to continue. And I didn't know about the movies. I didn't know about the movies. I don't know if they would do a series for Resident Evil. Like, I don't think no one's listening. I'm just talking only in discussion and talk about it. But I see how it was with Resident Evil and the Resident 3. I saw the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. You know, there's hints, but like I say, Resident Evil, I know they're gonna do a proper Resident Zero. Will they compete against The Last of Us, make the movie? I think they could like do well against them because like they did the zombies well, you know? They made the mansion, they made it scary, they made Chris Redfield that he stars but wasn't prepared, you know? I don't know how they're gonna do is Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles series. You know what they're gonna do? Like I say, it's always give me a hint, you know? Or they could always could change that, you know? Like how players could guess how they will know of the Resident Zero what gonna be. There's the three ways of style, you know? Different universes, different style, you know? Like how Logan was, you know, that I got from the inspiration from the movie. Different universe. How are they gonna make this? How are they gonna? I see why it's kind of expensive or something to look like them. I already showed the cover, live action, the cover. There's another one, you know. There's this. There's this is the reason why I like Vandella more than Death Island because the cinematic, you know. It's all like it's like carrying a lot of well made it has like the give you hint and just play the game when playing. It gave me hints of the CGI series because it started with Resident Zero and Resident 6 also with the word Vendetta, and when Pierce fought against Chris Redfield and then Chris and Rebecca looks like from Vendetta, you know? Similar to this, you know? I seen someone posted a preview that Resident Evil Zero like faction would have been. I seen it, you know? I did take part of it also with my, but I removed it. I just saw someone else that would have been for them to look like Rebecca and Leon, no, Billy Corgan. Like I see I see some good movies, some horror. Um, like returning to horror back. And talk about it. And the I never expected, that that own like it's owned by the owners of the series that created the series. Chucky, Aliens 1979, the other series, Michael Myers, and so on and so forth. They made it. I never expected them to make a movie series. Like the hype train, because Resident Evil right now did Resident Evil Death Island. I said they do their own hype train. I really don't want the movies to Resident Evil to be. They kind of look like their counterparts, but I know they would treat it. They could say the story of Becca Chambers, and Billy Corgan, like I mentioned, but I think they do their own thing. But that's when casting of the Resident Evil, but I never used it just to, because I see they chose like a low thing, low level, so that and they skipping like Bleach, skip some parts. I never expected Bleach the anime to follow the same path as Resident Evil, where they skip some parts of the character when the character talks in the series, and then the character left because they skipped the part of Ichigo having his new powers from anime Bleach. Like the Resident Evil Zero still is the best to Resident Evil 1 because there's like zombies and stuff. But I see why Resident Evil 1 was better because of the first zombie intro. And when Resident Evil came out from the PS4, they kind of listened some way. I know they released Upward Wesker mode, it's full with stuff, everything all in, because Resident Evil was created in a different owner, different owner. So it's the same, it's a different owner, and took out, they put in Upward Wesker, the mode when you beat the game. I don't know how it looks for Resident Zero. Like they probably used like they would have given them a chance. When I'm talking, it's like a preview of Resident Zero weapon, but I'm not gonna jinx it because I'm just talking on a different topic, and it's owned by the rightful owners, and they pretty much kind of do the streaming service on their own. Like I say, right now they're doing their own because I think the inventors show them, and that's why they decided to come back with a new movies to make. And Resident Evil is like a movie. It's just that it takes forever when it's released or when a new update comes. When it's gonna come out? I don't think not. You know, it probably be similar to PlayStation. New, there's another new update with Resident Evil, which is made they could start the remake, Silent Hill. And that's it. You know, I would have like make my own scripted to say, but it's not scripted. You know, it's not. I didn't took time. Everything's all coming through my head, my thoughts, thinking, and this is all took match up the same. You know, and just have Billy Colin. Like I know what will Billy Colin would do. You know, it already tells you in the story that Billy Colin was taken. What happened? He escaped from the van, from the zombies, and then he ran off straight to the train. And then Rebecca came off with Bravo team. Their chopper got interrupted, and then they went down, and then they talk each other, and then Rico is just searching, and then Rebecca talks to him and say, "Captain, look, so what's that?" And they got the information of Billy Colin, and then Rebecca came in. They could put like, I know that they will not show like monsters, anything like that. I don't know how a movie universe would do, because they always prove me wrong, because I thought I know my Resident Evil, but the Resident Evil Arkham City shows Chris Redfield struggling against the zombies, and there was a bunch of them. I don't know what Resident Evil would do. Would they make Rebecca run away from the zombies and monsters in the forest? When all her team left, all split, and she's by herself, and then there probably will be like zombies or hunters, whatever coming. I think she entered to the train, and then the train start moving when she enters, and then she goes in to the beginning, then pick up the walkie-talkie, and then the zombies stand up. That probably will make sense, no? But it will not, you know? I see Resident Zero from the beta. I saw the trailer. I'm glad that Resident Zero wasn't made in N64, and that's good, you know? It's still my favorite game, you know? It's very tough, very hard. I really like this game more. I didn't care about criticizing the reviewers review. It's like you say, this is a movie, you know? This is not, yeah, it's a game, but it's a movie, you know? I think they started to notice and made their own version. It's like The Last of Us became like a movie. This is a movie, you know? And then Veronica. And then I'm glad that they enhanced the graphics with Vandella. And then they went in a different direction. Chris Redfield. I like the Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 1 remake. It's my favorite character. And don't want, like, I prefer that, you know? I prefer like how it is on the GameCube. With Resident 0 and 1, there's a tunnel each other. And Woodcock City use it. They seen it when I was explaining, you know, when talking. And I didn't know the movies were listening, you know. That's the thing I want to talk about that. But I think they not, you know. They did their own thing. They got it from Resident Evil, and I just talk, you know. I just talk, and that's it. And I have nothing to do with Resident Evil, me. I'm just talking only. And then there's a mansion. There's a bridge connected to Resident Evil. There's a bridge connecting to the mansion of Resident Evil 1, but it's blocked. They didn't went very smart, you know. Resident Evil didn't went very far. The creator of Resident Evil didn't went very far with the mansion, so that players go into the doorway that's locked in Resident Evil 0 when you start off. What would take the player, you know? What will it be if they allow it? Were they focusing more scares more to the player and then scare them? I'm glad they didn't, you know? And didn't want that direction. Since Resident Evil Outbreak or Resident Evil 3. I still I'm glad they went inspiration. Like I said, it's owned by the rightful owners. I don't know if Disney wants to do another horror. They took the series, they're gonna sell some things, I believe. Like they should listen to me or whatever, but they did the Marvel universe, you know, and then the movies did their Ghost in the Shell. Why not take part of Resident Evil 0, you know? Why not take part of Resident Evil 0 and make into a horror, you know? And make it into like a series of horror and but no, like I'm glad that Resident Evil, like they will have inspiration. Resident Evil 4 is scary, the remake, because it's more like this generation. I still don't like Leon. I didn't like Leon suit because it looks like from Gaiden, you know? I don't like that. I don't like giving me hints when I play. Give me and the Gaiden looks like from Resident Evil the Game Boy where Leon got killed off. I really don't like that, you know? I really don't like Gaiden. It's kinda scary too. Gaiden the Game Boy. Even that theme song of the retro theme song, and I don't like that, you know. I don't like to see that, you know. Just like the Leprechaun, the movie, the first one. I'm glad they finished it all. They will have make it into VR, you know. If they were kind of listening, and then they probably will make it if they want. The higher ups, they own the series, you know. They own the series of its own. But what happened? You know, the movie's trailers came out. You know, they kind of listening now. You could say I kind of part of the inspiration of Resident Evil, but I'm not. You know, I'm just a player talking, and that's it. It doesn't mean I'm part of the movies, and that's why the series is coming back. But not really. Not at all. I'm just explaining. And then, like you say, they're making their own. I think this is temporary, that's it. That's what I'm seeing. That's it, that's that part. And, like I said, Billy Cullen is the first survivor that survived from Bravo team. He doesn't mean, even though he's not stars, he has experience. He knows who she was. She was from Stars. You know, doesn't mean the logo. You know, doesn't mean the logo of Stars is shown when Billy Cullen met with Becca. Billy Cullen knows that she didn't experience. She doesn't know anything about this surviving of zombies. And Billy Cullen was smart. You know, he just left and never returned. He perhaps would have. Maybe he got killed off in the forest, but you don't know as a viewer, you know, at the end, you don't know whether or not Billy Cullen got killed off. He had experience with his own team, you know. He got direction and he knows how to survive. So we don't know if Billy Cullen survived in Resident Evil 0. we don't know what happened. You know, he stayed away for a very long time. He's not with Resident Outbreak characters. No, this is different. You know, this is very different. Pretty much Rebecca is the one. And then she left. I think she took the advice of Billy Corgan, and she just wrote that she promised to him that that he's gone, and then she disappeared, and then came back with the PSA. But after that, what happened to her? I think she left, and then they came to her twice. And the third time, but she survived. Billy Corgan pretty much went missing. After that, never shown again. Like I say, he had experience. He stayed with Rebecca Chambers, and then he left. Chris Redfield saved him, but now that Chris is now struggling. Like I could tell what will happen to the character, because I know that Chris Redfield went his ego again, and Lady Miranda took him to the village, and then now he noticed what's going on. Now he's coming back. I don't know about Leon. Leon pretty much will. We don't know if they're gonna go straight to Gaiden. We know if there's gonna be a remake. I don't know if it's non-canon. Will it be canon if it is? Oh, yeah, I don't want to play Gaiden. And I don't like to see another Resident Evil that's about horror or similar to Resident Evil 1, you know? Pretty much the movies put some scares, and like I said, the first movie of like Chucky and all the series is scary. And then I'm just talking and that's it. I don't want to talk about the Revelation 3. Because like I said, movies pretty much is already doing the trailers. I don't know how long, you know? They're doing their own thing. Just like Resident Evil. I could guess if what Resident Evil 0 like action would be. Like you say, I know what they want to take. If they will try to listen to that you're talking about, and then maybe you know which characters could be for Resident Evil 0. But no, you know, someone else. I've seen it. They look like them, you know. I kind of know about Resident Evil, you know. I know Resident Evil series. I know about the characters, and that's it. That's on that. And I know this is the rightful owners to of the Resident Evil. Them, they on the owners that owns the series. Like they can make their smartness. Like I say, it had them focusing on the main bands for a long time since Revelation 2. And they're focusing on like helping new players to come in, grenades, defense items. Why there's no an option Like I say, I don't play a lot of Silent Hill. I don't play. I don't want to play Silent Hill because it's scarier. It takes forever. I don't want to be stuck there forever. Just like Resident 3 was. Resident 3 was like that, you know? Before any, when you see videos now to see, it takes forever, you know? Resident 3 took forever. And it was harder. No one could beat it. Just like Silent Hill is a lot harder. I think Konami focus more on the players than Capcom does because they went to a different direction. I just only gonna talk about just the series. They focus more. I don't know. I think they did focus more on the older players because during that time, the players play Resident Evil a lot. They were the one that kind of carried Resident Evil all the way and how it is to be successful. I don't know about business or anything like that. I'm just talking, and that Konami saw that, and they took Silent Hill for themselves. It's harder. Silent Hill is way harder than Resident Zero and Resident Evil 1. You know, Resident Evil 3 is the most. Resident Evil 3, 1, and 0. And Code Veronica. It's very hard, you know, the game of, yeah, the Konami is very hard. Silent Hill is very hard. And that's why they probably will cut content, maybe, not sure. Because, you know, now you have your chance, the fans of Silent Hill, to have a remake. Resident Evil already does, you know? This is that. Silent Hill is a lot harder. I don't play much of Silent Hill. It's a scary game. Silent Hill 4. It is scary. It's harder. I don't want to kind of stuck there. But it takes forever. Just like Resident Evil. Look how they did Resident Evil Outbreak. It's made by Sega, then Capcom. Sega logo is in there. They created Resident Evil Outbreak. It was harder. Zombies enter rooms every time. You don't have to, you kind of do have time to find items or read a bit. It's just that sometimes they will respawn in those areas. They keep responding. That's the difference from Resident Evil 4 Professional, where they always respawn in the original. They made it easier just not them to not respawn a lot. The zombies respawning in the same spot. Resident Evil Outbreak shows them a lot. Resident Evil is Zero Outbreak. Resident Evil Outbreak is respawning a lot zombies, and it's harder. You're pausing. That's why pausing the menu didn't work. Sega was kind of focusing on the main players. I don't know about Nintendo focusing on the main players. They're kind of similar to Resident Evil. No, kind of similar to Capcom. Focusing on the new players. They're just telling you that they're focus on the main players that carry them to Death Island and the movies, and then didn't release on the movie theaters. You know, if I was kind of in charge, um, to to focus on the main Resident Evil players, find an option, give them, difficulty to chainsaw mode to Resident Evil 4, give them, an option to remove defense items, have zombies enter safe rooms, areas. That's, isn't it why the Xbox and PS5 was made? You know, if Sega took over Vendetta and it comes out in the consoles, it probably will be point and click, be running third person, first person, third person, point and click, speed running, point and click, and glitches and stuff. No patch, no, like there will be updates, but there will be no patch to the glitches of speedrunning for Resident Evil Vanilla. But it will not be like that. But like I say, the movies already did, you know. They're already, you know, kind of listening or watching because of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 3 Remake, for example. I'm just talking, you know? Yeah, I know kind of a lot about Resident Evil. I know kind of a lot about Resident Evil, pretty much. You know, like the movies could, like a chance for me to, what I could just, talk about the series. I don't, like, it needs to go to its roots, you know? And it needs to focus on the main players. And it's, you know, the zombies enter rooms, break door, they could go in the safe rooms or areas of the mansion for Resident Evil. And difficult co-op online, maybe help your teammate. They're not be similar to Resident Evil Outbreak when they're down, but you could get it's super used the same mechanic of Resident Evil Resistance. Not Resident Evil Resistance, Resident Evil Outbreak, you know? Because now you're in the universe helping. That will have been players than myself talking about that. They kinda did this in Resident Evil 3 Remake, but they did put just one safe room, you know? Nemesis, the original Nemesis, enter areas. He show up. He never entered safe rooms. He would have entered and, you know, to show more of them. He is tough. It would have been a lot harder if you gave the player what they wanted for the featurings added. Resident Evil Remake came out. I don't know if they would listen to the video. That's it in the series.